Hello everyone and welcome back to Donut Like, Donut Read. My name is Clemens. With me today is Julius.
Hey.
And Panti.
Hello.
And today we have a special for Mental Health Awareness Day with a story that handles depression poorly. And afterwards there's some serious talk, so if you don't want it, just you can watch until the end of the riff and then stop watching. So, this is Depression or the Depressed by Yugioh Egypt 2001. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh story, so sticking to their name.
Okay, I already have a question. Is that title supposed to be read as a question? And if so, what is it asking? In what context do you ask depression or the depressed?
The concept of depression or the population of depressed people in a given area? I don't know. I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh! Egypt 2001 knew either.
And the description reads, summary inside, smiley face. It's rated K+, keep it in mind. Hey guys, new fanfic, smiley. By the way, this is rated AM, smiley. Enjoy.
No, it's not. What?
You did this wrong.
About story. Yugi is being ignored by his friends till a new girl comes to the school and helps Yugi deal with depression. Sadly, Yugi's friends don't like her and kidnap her, locking her in the basement, doing embarrassing and painful tortures to her.
Sounds like a David Titus summary.
Yes. So, Yugi is depressed and all his friends are fucking psychopaths.
No wonder he's sad.
I mean, I have a lot of questions, but this was the summary. I guess this is the intention.
And if you like words not starting with a capital letter, you should stop watching now, because from now on it's capital letters all the way.
Like a
Yugi
fucking
said
homestuck typing quirk.
I was gonna say German typing, but on steroids. What if we capitalized all the words?
Yugi sat in his room staring out the window at the rain pouring down his window. The rain always described how he was feeling since Yami was given his own body. Yami has been jealous of Yugi and took everything important to him, including friends, family, and most importantly his life. Yugi rarely came out his room simply because he was afraid of Joey and Tristan. They started beating him up again, and to make things more humiliating, they let Yami decide when they should stop beating him.
Wait, that's a lot of information at once.
Oh my god.
So is this what... Does this author think depression is when people beat you up? What is this? Because that's not depression, that's just having a really shitty life.
It's just abuse. Not that there's really a comparison to be made between abuse and mental illness, but anyway.
I mean, those can go hand in hand, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it'll work out. I'll give this the benefit of the doubt, as hard as that might be.
Yugi only ever came out for school, and when that was over, he locked his bedroom door and sobbed his heart out till he fell asleep. Knock knock, okay. Now, this story is very difficult to keep track of who's talking, so we are taking turns, and I let one of you guys take over now.
Yugi, open up. You have to eat. You haven't eaten in days. I'm getting worried, said Yugi's grandfather. Obviously worried for Yugi's health. It's not healthy to skip meals, you know that. there was no response, then suddenly what's the point? Food doesn't solve your problems, it only makes you fat. Yugi whispered, a dark depression sigh was then heard.
Okay.
That dark depression sigh. We all know it.
I feel that in my bones.
Yugi, please, we need to talk. You sound so depressed, Yugi's grandfather whispered. Oh, isn't that... oh, wait, this is in all caps. Oh, isn't that great? When I'm feeling depressed, you finally decide to listen to my cries, but you know what? You just leave me alone. Oh, Buck Yami, he already stole my life, so just leave me alone. Yugi snapped. Small sobs could be heard from behind the door. Wait, what? I mean, I like that logic of, oh, now that I'm letting onto the fact that something's wrong, you want to talk to me about it, like that's a bad thing. Like, what? Yugi's grandfather gave up on trying to get Yugi's attention and stormed downstairs to where he saw Yami and Joey playing dual monsters. Yami saw how pissed off Solomon was, watching him storm into the kitchen, muttering, "This is what I get for being concerned." Yami followed Solomon into the kitchen and saw him angrily throwing his head on the chair.
Holy Solomon shit, is that the chair from Yori Mooney?
Oh god.
The chair! Don't throw your hat on the chair, it didn't do anything, Solomon.
Solomon, is everything okay? Asked Yami, concerned for Solomon. In reply, all he got was a sigh of annoyance, then a reply of, "Yugi is getting on my last nerve." Yami looked concerned. What did the brat do now? Yami snapped. He really disliked Yugi. Joey then joined them and put a hand on Yami's shoulder. Well, Yami, I just want him to see I care about him. He won't even open the door for me and it's getting on my last nerve. Speaking to a wooden door instead of my own grandson's face, and to make matters worse, I don't even know the last time he ate and that worries me sick.
Yeah, it's getting on my last nerve to speak to a wooden door instead of fuck door.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't disrespect Factor like that. Doors have feelings too, you know.
Even space pirate doors.
Oh. Solomon, if he doesn't want to speak to anyone, let him be. He obviously doesn't respect what family he has, so let he sit in his own selfishness, Yami said, smiling at Solomon.
What? Smiling? I mean, I get that he is supposed to be a sociopath, but... like, you're making it a bit obvious there, my dude.
I guess you're right, Yami. I can always count on you to cheer me up. Your advice is great. Oh, and by the way, how's you and Taya's relationship going? Solomon said, smiling.
What part of that sentence cheered you up? I'm genuinely curious.
There's nothing good there. Also, Yami is dating Taya? Weird. Is that canon?
I don't know, Yugioh. I don't know.
I vaguely remember I watched this show as a child. I thought Taya and Joey were always set up because they were like 5 years older than Yugi, so he was like their little brother figure. It's been several years. It's going alright. I'm taking her out next Saturday. Oh, glad to hear, Yami, but I have to work on the shop, so I'll talk later, Solomon said, walking away. Yami and Joey sat down in the living room and watched a movie. Joey loves spending time with Yami. He decided that Yugi was no longer his best friend because he found that Yami was more cool.
Wait, what? was Joey already part of the abuse? Yeah, he was already.
Yeah, first.
In the first paragraph, it said, Yugi was afraid of Joey and Tristan. They started beating him up again. So, I guess Joey was already beating Yugi up regularly, and despite that, until this moment, he considered him his best friend? Like, what? What is...
What the fuck,
I don't
Joey?
know what
the fuck?
kind of relationship is supposed to be portrayed here.
Good friends drive you to the hospital. Best friends send you to the hospital.
You know, maybe this is like... Maybe Joey's like, Yami's actually more fun to beat up. That's why he's now my best friend.
This story's something else. Hey Yami, can I stay the night? It's kind of late, plus if I go home now my dad will beat me, said Joey in his Brooklyn accent.
Oh my god!
There's just abuse everywhere.
What kind of bleak world is this?
Is that how they show their affection? Beating the shit out of each other?
This is literally hell world. Why?
Wait, he considers it bad that his dad beats him when he goes home, but it's okay if he and Tristan beat the shit out of Yugi.
I guess. Well, it's a different kind of beating, maybe.
Did this turn into a PSA about abuse? Like, if you beat your children, children will think it's normal to beat other people up?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh my god. I guess it's alright with Solomon if you stay the night, plus it's only one night and we can walk to school together tomorrow morning, Yami said, getting out 2 sleeping bags for them to both sleep downstairs. Okay. Thanks, Yami. It's alright. They both soon drifted into deep sleep, so preserved their energy for tomorrow. You want to read the last chunk, Clemens?
Oh, yeah. Yugi sat in his room listening to the conversation Yami and Joey had. He began to sob his eyes out again after 5 minutes of intense crying. He stood up and walked over to his mirror. Why am I so fat and ugly? Yugi asked himself. No wonder no one wants to be my friend. He began to slap and punch himself.
This is too much. You're giving him literally all of the problems, and none of them is like developed in a believable way.
No.
Like we have, like literally getting beat up all the time, and then also bad body image.
Yeah, just throw in the body dysmorphia in there last minute.
Throw any old thing in there.
Just give him everything.
On a less serious note, the author earned a point for not capitalizing minutes, but he loses 10 points because it's only because he started the word minutes with a 5.
The 5 is the capital letter, I guess.
Damn it, how can I write a capital 5?
Yeah.
5 minutes passed, and he felt a little relieved that he let some of the pain out. He then reached into his bedside drawer and pulled out the blade, and then sat on his bed and began cutting his arms. This once for all the beatings they gave me.
No.
He sliced his arm, blood gushed out and trickled down his arm. This once for everything else wrong with me. His arm was bleeding a lot, blood gushing out. He laid down and sobbed himself to sleep.
As he bled out, I guess. A sleep he wouldn't awake from. Well, actually, that's wrong. Somehow he survived. This is like literally it says sliced his arm,
which implies a deep cut, which wouldn't stop bleeding, especially if it was over like a vital artery.
Well,
just add to the list of things the author doesn't understand: human anatomy.
Well, just be happy for him that he didn't lose his arms from that. You know, this is kind of beginning to remind me of RFE. Because that was also really blunt with just throwing a lot of traumatic stuff in there with like no tact.
Yeah.
This is kind of giving
when
me
will Kaiba
the
show
same
up?
vibe.
Yeah, when will Kaiba show up and ask, so what's your past like?
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, I'm actually a prince or something. Also, I was abused in the adoption center. Anyway, wanna go change your gender permanently? I know somebody, you know.
I know a guy. He's got a machine in his basement.
Well, I guess I'll try it out permanently.
The next morning, Yugi woke with a start. As he heard Yami and Joey leave for school, this was his cue to get in the shower and go to school himself. Yugi looked at his arm, which had dry blood. It was a horrible reddy brown color. Once Yugi got out the shower, he finally headed to school, not bothering to say bye to his grandfather. The end.
We never got to... Yeah, I never even got to meet that girl, but it's probably for the better.
Yeah, it's for the better she wasn't locked in a basement and embarrassed and tortured by fucking Joey and Yami.
Yeah.
Sociopaths. There actually are 3 reviews on this story. I doubt there's anything relevant, though. I'm just gonna take a peek. Never mind. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people reading this fic and reviewing it were definitely preteens.
Probably, yeah. And they're all pointing out the obvious grammatical issues.
And someone is straight up lying, but there's barely any punctuation and every word starts with an uppercase letter. No, one word started with a 5.
Yeah. Get your facts straight.
You can't forget the word. You can't forget the word that started
What
with a 5.
Easily little liar. So what do we think about this?
Well, it wasn't good.
You know, not going to disagree.
That's pretty obvious. I don't know. I find it fascinating how sometimes to make a story angsty, they'll just pile on everything bad that could happen to someone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm honestly surprised poorly handled assault of the orange variety didn't show up. I would have been upset if it did, but
Okay, to end the riffing part of the story, we have a Discord and a Tumblr and a request form linked in the description. And now for the serious talk, and I'll come out and say it, there's no shame in getting help. I've been in therapy for some time, not anymore, but I still see a psychiatrist, and in January till February 2021 I spent a month in a mental hospital because of a severe depressive episode with psychotic elements, and I'm glad I did. I didn't enjoy the experience, but it was necessary for my well-being that I go through it, even if I did not enjoy it. Do you have anything to add, Panty, before I throw the heavy punch?
I mean, my experiences with depression have not exactly been pleasant either. I've never been institutionalized. The one time my mother attempted to put me in therapy, I immediately stopped wanting to go because the therapist did talked down to me because I was autistic, so I don't have any better experiences to add to that, no.
Okay, and yes, that's a very good point. Just because someone is a therapist doesn't mean they are good for you. You should, if you are you definitely should drop therapy if you have a feeling that the therapist is not...
If the therapist is not treating you with the same respect they treat their neurotypical patients, then they're not a good therapist and you need to seek a different one. And that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the heavy stuff, 20 years ago, my uncle killed himself, and that's still causing pain in the family, like it's still weird. I have to tiptoe around him when I talk to my mother, and it's still, 20 years later, it still really hurts her, and it also hurts me to think about it, even though I was only 6 at the time.
Yeah.
But always remember, there are people out there who are willing to help you. You just might have to search a little.
There will always be someone willing to help, even if you have to look for them. There are support systems out there.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.